Hello, I'm Sachin Murari, and today I'm gonna talk about tennis. I would tell you, when was the first time I watched a tennis match, knowing what was going on, like, who were the players playing, which tournament was it? Was it the final match or league match? Like, I was watching with my senses. It was not the case that somebody just dialed not dialed just typed the number 243 and it was a sports channel, so it was already kept playing, and I just sit there and I watched. Okay, so this is a game. The players are having a racket and they are like hitting the ball very hardly. This was not the case, but I knew what was happening. So let me tell you, it was like 2023, maybe, yeah, it was 2023, and I was I just wanted to watch something on TV, and I was sitting like, what shall I watch? Then what do we say? Channel लगाने को क्या कहते हैं? Then then I typed the number like 200 something, like anything. I typed the number and it was fortunately a sports channel. Actually, it was 607. In my TV, we used Dish TV, and in Dish TV 600 to 607 used to be the sports channel. So as I was very fan of cricket, I was a big fan of cricket, everything like that. So I just typed the channel number, and to my surprise, there was not any cricket match, you know, live telecast of a cricket match, or they were not showing any highlights. They were actually showing a tennis match. And when I saw on TV, it was around like Nadal was losing, and I've read about him a lot on the newspaper. In the newspaper, like Nadal won this tournament, Nadal won that tournament, this tournament, that tournament, and I used to watch a news analysis channel, and once I remember one news, he told that Novak Djokovic won Wimbledon and a prize money of 20 crore. And the same year, within 1 2 months, World Esports, Esports World Cup, World Esports World Cup happened, and the winner of that Esport World Cup also won almost 20 crore rupees. So it was very shocking for me, and as I've told you, I read newspaper. I used to read newspaper a lot, and Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer were the guys whom I read the most about. And on the TV, Nadal was playing, so I was very excited. Like, I was very excited to know how the sport works, how the player plays, what are the rules, and why are there so many people watching. Just to watch. Why there are so many people sitting around the benches to watch just two players? Why? I also go to the market. I also go to shopping. I also go shopping. I think it's correct. Nobody is there to see me. Nobody is there to watch me. But hundreds, thousands of people are there for watching the two men play. So I was quite excited to see the final. And you know, I saw the match. I watched the match, not saw the match. I watched the match for almost 2 3 hours, and Nadal was on the verge of losing. But he came back from that. Like, the win prediction was almost 90% in the favor of Medvedev to like 5% in the favor of Nadal. But Nadal won from there, and I was quite shocked. I knew Nadal was the greatest player. Like, I was so shocked. How can he do so? Then I searched on internet, searched on Google. Like, what does it mean that a player came back from like two sets down to make the score 3-2 at the end of the match? Explain me in cricketing terms. So, like this, I searched this on internet, and Yeah, I was quite shocked when I read the newspaper next day. They said that it was almost impossible. One of the most impossible thing to happen in tennis. One of the most impossible things to happen in tennis. I was very like I was feeling very happy. When I'm talking about that, I'm still feeling very happy. So, yeah, this was the first match which I watched with my senses. I knew what was happening. Two players are playing, they are fighting for a grand slam type of thing, and I knew it is a very special trophy in terms of sports. You might ask me how just now you said that you were not so familiar with the rules and etc. But guys, remember what I said. I said I like reading newspaper a lot, and that was the source of my my knowledge. Yes. So the second time, was in 2024. I was reading the newspaper and I saw that Wimbledon, a tournament of tennis, is going on nowadays. And the channel was also written like it was being telecasted on a channel, on some channel, a movie channel, I guess. So, the same day when I was doing dinner, then I switched to that channel in which tennis was being telecasted, live telecasted. Then I saw 5 to 6 matches, not full matches, just half an hour of matches, like just half an hour duration of live scenes I watched. And I developed a feeling, I developed excitement to see how Kyrgios played. I was saying Kirgi was playing too well. He was hitting aces and he was hitting aces, aces, aces. He was just demolishing every player. And I liked him very much. And when he had to fight against Djokovic for the final match, then I wished Kyrgios would defeat, and I wish that Kyrgios could defeat Novak Djokovic, but Novak is god of tennis. He defeated Kyrgios at the Wimbledon, and that year in 2024, I did not watch any tennis more than Wimbledon. And now, no, year was 2023. Yeah, so Nadal. Okay, okay. One moment, let me clarify it. I think the match of Nadal against Daniil Medvedev in Australian Open final was in 2022. And in 2023, I watched Djokovic playing against Kyrgios, the final of Wimbledon. And in 2024, I watched. No. So let me clarify everything. Let me say everything clearly. So it was the 2024 year, and first Grand Slam was Australian Open. So I was, I had no subscription of different, apps or anything like that, different streaming platforms, and no Dish TV connection. Also, my mummy brought, a smart TV, and there was no, subscription of anything, and they don't telecast the live matches on YouTube or anything like that. It requires subscription. So I thought, okay, no problem. They eventually are gonna upload the highlights on YouTube, and I would watch those highlights. And yeah, for the whole tournament of Australian Open, I watched the highlight and I followed the live score of tennis on the Google website, on Google, in Google, on Google. I feel very confused in using these terms on, in. There is to improve a lot, and I think we will. So yeah, I kept me updated with the scores and everything like that. And most importantly, the an Indian Sumit Nagal was playing the Australian Open, and he had defeated the 27th ranked Alexander Bublik, whom I used to think he's a very great player, like 27 playing against an Indian who is very lower ranked player, and he defeated Bublik. So from that moment, I was quite excited to Uh, I think I am mixing up 2023 tournament. Need no 2024 and 25 Australian Open. No one cares. So yeah, no. I'm not mixing. I'm not mixing. Now I remember. So as I've told you, I am talking about Australian Open. Yeah, I wished Daniil Medvedev could win this tournament, and on the final day, in the final match, he was against Sinner, and Sinner had just defeated Novak Djokovic in the semi-final. I didn't want him to win. I wanted Djokovic to win, but Sinner won. I didn't like it. So, yeah, as I have told you, I could not watch the match. The only way I could watch the tennis match was to watch the highlight, not the tennis match. So, yeah, Medvedev was leading 2-0, and he had just to win one more set, but he lost three in a row. Then second was Roland Garros, and I didn't follow it. I just know that Novak Djokovic had injury and he left out in the semi-finals or something like that. But the Wimbledon, but during the Wimbledon, my friend Jatin Nath, he told me a third-party app, and I downloaded the app, and from then I could watch any tournament for free. Any tournament for free, thanks to Jatin. Still, I use that app to watch tennis and a lot of tournaments. I just feel so happy, like without paying any money, any rupee, I could watch the whole tournaments for free. So I watched Wimbledon a lot. I watched, Taylor Fritz defeating Alexander Zverev, and I watched the matches. I watched the final match. It was against Novak and Alcaraz, and Novak could not even win a set. This was a set final, but yeah, I really enjoyed the tennis, the quality of tennis. This was the first time me watching tennis tournament, like 5 6 matches, like full matches. I was following every matches. I was following the score very closely. So I really felt connected with the sport. Even though I have not ever played tennis. I have not ever been in a tennis court, but I really wish I make to the university. Like I qualify, I take admission to a university where there is a tennis court, and I would play a lot of tennis. Yeah. So if I want to play a lot of tennis, so I have to keep me physically fit, and for that I would ensure that I do exercise daily and things like that. So when I'm in the court and I'm playing against my opponent, I don't feel very weakened. I don't feel fatigued. Yeah. So after that was US Open, and I didn't watch US Open much. I just followed the highlights and followed the scores. I saw that, yeah, I remember a lot of things. I watched all of the highlights of, uh, I watched a lot, like every highlights of the US Open tournament. And the fun part is, Alcaraz lost to some player. Alcaraz lost to Popirin, Alexei Popirin, I guess. And Novak also lost early. So it was Sinner versus Fritz playing the final of not Australian, US Open. So yeah, this is something I know. And Sinner won it. And like this year, Australian Open, yeah, I watched a lot of Australian Open, and Sinner won it. Sinner defeated Zverev, and yeah, I know a lot. I know. So yeah, I followed many matches too. Next tournament was French Open. Yeah, like French Open came and French Open was like almost being finished. I just know that French Open is going on nowadays. Just 1 2 days ago, 1 2 days before the final. You might ask me, yeah, you read newspapers, so why don't you know? So the reason is uh, like I was not reading newspaper for some months, and they were just piling up. They were just increasing the, you know, unwanted things in our home. So we terminated it. We paid all the bills, all the dues. Huh? आता हूँ. They are calling me. They want me to eat. So yeah, let me conclude. So yeah, I was the final match. I was the final match where Sinner was leading 2-0. He already won. He had already won two sets and he was on a match point. He just won. He just wanted. He just had to win one single point and he would win a slam. And Alcaraz had zero. Alcaraz like was so far away from winning, so far away from winning, and Sinner had three match points. But Alcaraz defended the match points and won the tournament. So yeah, this was about Roland Garros and US Open. Yeah, I was a lot of matches. A lot of matches. And on the final day, like US Open, I watched a lot of matches, and the timing of US Open is very odd. When the matches start, it is almost midnight here in India, so I was like covering myself in blanket, acting like I'm sleeping and watching the US Open tournament. And the final match, I could just watch one, two, three games, you know, because like it was already 12:30 a.m. The delay was caused by Donald Trump. I really hate him. Like he came to watch the final match, and because of him, the match delayed so much, and it was already 12:30 when the match started, and I had to sleep, not watching the match. So yeah, this was it. This was my tennis journey, and today, you know what? I like one day I went to Delhi decathlon store and I saw a tennis bat and tennis racket, and I tried to shadow hit a lot of shots with that tennis racket, and I grabbed the ball and I was just jerking the ball up, like bouncing the ball with the help of tennis racket. I was acting as I'm a real tennis player. I was like, what do we say? I was, bouncing the ball and hitting the serve. So yeah, it was quite an exciting day.